Welcome to the Nest Pregame Show. We are here live at the MVP Arena as your Albany Firebirds get ready to take on the Billings Outlaws in the game of the year. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the Clock Tower Hotel on 981 New Loudon Road in Latham. Evergreen Now, our show tonight, the pregame show, is being sponsored, streaming exclusively to Evergreen Now, and they are the official streaming platform of AF1. And Real American Beer, the official beer of AF1, brother. We want to thank Adam Pelletier, the media person for the entire league, for our next two guests. As you can see them here in the middle. These are our biggest two guests, so there's definitely some nerves going on this end of the table. We'd like to welcome the commissioner, Jeff Fisher, and Billings owner, Steve Titus, to the program. Thanks, and I appreciate you guys coming down here when you're in Albany to watch this game tonight.
Well, thanks for having us, and love the intro. That was pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I could read off 100 different things for you, but I'll just say that you're a former NFL head coach of the Titans and Rams, made the 1999 AFC Championship game, and then lost in a tight game against the Rams there in the Super Bowl. But you're the reason we're all here. So welcome to Albany.
Well, thank you. It's my second trip to Albany. It came up last year. I think it was the opener. The Nashville Cats came up and opened against the Firebirds last year, and really, really was impressed. And it was just kind of part of, kind of my story last year. This was a big part of my experience and the influence as far as my passion behind the indoor game. And so here we are a year later, and I'm as excited to be here as I was last year. Bigger expectations this year, and I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk about that. But we're really happy where the league is right now. Now, you said this is the game of the year, referring to this matchup here in a few minutes. It's the game of the year thus far.
This week.
Right? Yeah, this week up to this point. We've had some great games. I mean, last night's the barn burner. Yeah. We've had some really good games, and that's what we want. And that's why I got into it. I mean, you can be down a dozen points with a dozen seconds left and win the game or lose the game. That's right. It's so exciting. So
we learned that last year. We saw that last year, down that many with only a few seconds left, and they came back. So we saw that last year.
Yeah.
You've been involved in the spring game. You've been with the Michigan Panthers of the USFL. What drew you to the indoor game after your coaching career was over?
Basically, the best way to answer that is, as coaches, in essence, you help people. You help teams, you help programs, you help organizations, you help players develop their strengths. You're helping everybody. Well, when I got out, I still had the mindset best to help. And I have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas, and I love the game. I love the game is for the fans and for the players, but not to overlook them. But when it's all said and done, you're bringing something that's really cool to a fan base, and especially the fan base that's so loyal to the indoor game. I watched the indoor game from afar in Nashville while the Cats back in the 90s and 2000s were doing their thing, but really never had a chance to pay close attention to it.
Yeah, you're kind of busy.
Really busy, to say the least, but I have not been busy. And if I am, it's because I'm busy myself with this. This is really, really fun. You brought up the Michigan Panthers. That's 11-man spring football.
Right.
Okay. There's a huge difference. And, the indoor, I still find myself going, wait, they're missing 3 guys, wait, they don't have enough players on the field. Yeah. What's going on over there? But still, it is, there's nothing like it. And, I credit Steve Titus, who you get to visit with him here in a moment. But when the Cats went to Billings last year, I had some friends, and he's heard the story. I had some fishing buddies come down to attend their first game, their first indoor game. They're still talking about it. I got one buddy that's calling his friends, and they put a franchise together there, here in Idaho. So these guys, it's just an amazing game. It's an intimate game. It's a game where you can literally reach out and touch the players. The players there's such respect, as you'll see tonight. Now, this is a rivalry, and there's going to be some chippiness I'm anticipating, but ultimately there's a great deal of mutual respect and sportsmanship, and a lot of class things take place, on the field, and that's what we're about.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree. And one thing I kind of want to touch on is, getting to where we are now, 3 to 4 weeks into the season. Obviously, there was some turmoil that you didn't really want to, weren't really. I wish we hadn't happened, but ever since for the last 3 to 4 weeks, these games have been fantastic. Every team has gotten better. Even the teams that don't have a lot of wins. I mean, every single week they're getting markedly better, and I feel like from afar that the game is actually growing week over week. Do you tend to agree with that?
Yeah, we're in complete agreement with it. This is our first year.
Right.
I mean, last year we put that aside. Last year we were, we're just kind of getting to know each other under really difficult circumstances, and so this is our inaugural season. There's going to be challenges that you face week in and week out, but we've surrounded ourselves with a really good group of people.
We got solid teams
and good teams, and it's a quarterback-driven game. The quarterbacks are getting better. They're getting a lot more experience, and you're seeing more production on the field.
Tell me about the journey. Like you said, you were part of it last year, and now as it's turned to AF1, talk about that journey to become the commissioner, and how that came to be, and how you decided, hey, I want to give this new league a shot.
Last year at the Cats, when the Cats came into town, I joined them for the game, and it's pretty much where a lot of it got started here, and it was a great game. I enjoyed the experience and the people, and here, my first time at this venue, and I realized that things weren't adding up, and I just wanted to try to fix it, and and that's how sometimes we're wired that way, and I started a journey, and I just wasn't happy with the things that were going on, and I couldn't make sense of a lot of things, and there were some things that that go across your desk, if you will, that aren't true, and you're trying to figure out what's going on, and so I was really excited when the ownership groups in that league at the time that were remaining asked me to be part of the management group and to be an interim commissioner. So we took it and ran with it, did the best we could, got real close with the owners, who I hope you get a chance to visit with here in just a moment. But we got in the foxhole together, and sometimes when you do that, you come out better because of it. And so we're better because of it, and we had the opportunity to to separate ourselves and to form a new entity, which is the AF1, and so we're off and running, and we're having a blast with it.
Let's talk about the Billings Outlaws here just for a little bit. So, Steve, thank you for making the trip up here to Albany. This is your first trip of Albany, isn't it?
Second trip. I was here earlier this year for some owners meetings.
Yep, gotcha.
Yeah, second trip up to the Capital Region.
Yep. So, game day is here. Two of the upper echelon teams are playing tonight. What are you looking forward to the most?
It's going to be a competitive game one way or another. I really think that you got two franchises that really understand the game, have great players, have great staffs, and are here eager to win. I mean, we've heard all season long, Albany, Billings. Well, for at least a week, it's time to see who's number one and who's number two at this point. But what's even more important to realize is this isn't the championship. This isn't the playoffs. This is just a game in the regular season, which
we do it next week too.
And we do again next week, except in Billings. So really, we're handling it not like a championship game, but really just another week here, and we're prepared to do what it takes to go 1-0 at the end of tonight's game.
Sure.
How have they looked this week so far? I mean, what have you seen in terms of like them getting ready, Steve, in terms of that, on the field?
One thing that I think is important to know is last week we won in Washington. It was a great game. It was a very handed victory, but we looked a little rusty in the first half, and that's we came off a 2-week bye. Coach Walker has made some transactions. He's made some roster changes here this week, and I know and the whole coaching staff has been studying film, and we're really ready for a great game here. And I really think it's going to be coming, just like a lot of these arena and indoor games come down to, it's the last team to possess the ball wins it. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I mean, that's what the Arena Bowl was, the last team to possess the ball. And so that's what I expect to happen again tonight.
What makes Coach Walker? Like, what makes him as successful as he is?
Right. I think you have to look at Coach Walker's pedigree. I mean, he started with the Arizona Rattlers in the late 90s.
Yep.
And this is crazy connection to arena football to the NFL is, Jeff had his game in '98 against the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the quarterback in that game? Kurt Warner. Who was the MVP? Kurt Warner.
Yep.
Well, the year beforehand in '97, Coach Walker with the Rattlers beat Kurt Warner in Iowa. So
the Barnstormers.
The Barnstormers that year. So it's really crazy how small this football world is.
Yep.
Coach Walker then retired from playing. A story that most people don't know is a piece of trivia that I think you all will enjoy is who was Coach Walker's best man at his wedding?
Jeff Lebeck.
No. Eddie Brown. Brown.
Touchdown Eddie Brown.
Eddie Brown was Coach Walker's best man at his last wedding. So, I mean, we just have that connection in the football industry to the to Albany. And then if you look at Coach Walker, he coached with the San Jose SaberCats, who was his head coach when he was the assistant head coach there. Darren Arbette. Where's Darren Arbette, head coach in Nashville now?
Yep.
So, I mean, he's had this pedigree of great coaches, great experiences, great ways of knowing how to run a franchise.
Yep.
And him and Damon Ware, I think, are a lot of the same in that respect. Is they know how to coach the field. They know how to coach the guys on the field. They know how to coach them off the field.
And
they know
a huge part of it.
And they know how to run a successful franchise. And so when all things are considered, I think that, it's going to be a great game. Coach Walker's prepared for the game. I know the guys are prepared for the game. And it's an away game. There's a lot of travel. There's going to be a lot of nerves the first few drives. But when all gets settled down, second, third, fourth quarter, you're going to see some great football that is the best football that's played inside of an arena.
What did that travel look like? Was that a direct flight or you had a layover?
We flew out of Bozeman, Montana, Bozeman to Denver to Albany.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it wasn't too bad at all. Guys got here early afternoon yesterday. I'll head out tomorrow. So, Albany's treated us really good here. Great hotel arrangements, great food. We've been treated like first class here in Albany. So, and I want to make sure it's Albany, not Albany. Like
there we go. There we go. He's got it right.
I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I'm saying Albany.
Albany. Yes.
Albany.
Yes.
Yeah.
So great organization. You guys have a great ownership here, and they've treated us exceptionally well. And we look to return the favor next week when you all come out to Billings.
Well, let's. Great segue. Speaking of ownership, you have a bet with Firebirds co-owner Andy Gelcher, the co-owner of Mohawk Chevrolet here in Albany. And in the post on social media, you and Andy have a wager to wrap the car with the other team's logos. Is that correct?
That's right. I mean, we're here to win it. And, Andy he's going to wrap his Suburban, his mom's car. He's not going to wrap his Corvette. But needless to say let's put some skin in the game. It's, we can watch our players play all day long, but let's have the owners put their money where their mouths are.
Well, I was going to ask you, because I think if I remember the video correctly, I think you have a Maserati.
Right.
And I was wondering how you were going to feel about your Maserati being wrapped in Firebirds orange.
I think Andy should be more concerned with how he's wrapping his mom car and how he's taking the kids to soccer practice and in the Billings Outlaws car. Like how awkward is that going to be?
I mean, the question I have: do you have a second car to be wrapped next week?
I don't think we'll have to worry about that. We'll see. We're gonna take. I've been dealing with trash talking by your ownership all day today, and I've kind of just taken it. But at the end of the day, I can hear this trash talk all day long. But I got this ring, and I'm still 2-0 against Albany. So,
oh boy, oh boy.
But
all right.
But no, I don't want to get too cocky about it. But I'm not feeling cocky. I mean, it's going to be a great game, and like I said, at the end of the day, one way or another, I think it's going to be who possesses the ball last going to win the game.
This question is actually for both of you guys because I know both of you guys are involved with this. Tonight's game being a Sunday, it's a Vice TV game, and while we have Evergreen and they're streaming all of the games, we have Vice on Sunday nights. You guys have put a lot of work in terms of working to get a TV partner for this. Tell me about working with Vice to get these national exposure for this AF1.
Well, we were first off very, very excited about being able to put the relationship together. They're very, very professional. Everything has gone according to plan. I think we've even surprised each other with how well these things are going from their production standpoint, and even the demographics, the way they're playing out right now. The audiences are there, they're picking up, and so the games have been good. It's the Sunday night game. And there'll be some flexibility as we move forward, but we're really excited about where we are right now in the relationship.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the NFL. I mean, you got that Sunday night game, and that's the big game. Obviously Monday Night Football's been around forever, but that Sunday night game really does it. And I think it's a similar thing here, where it's like, here's your marquee matchups, especially like tonight. And I think that's a big deal for you guys.
Well, they're growing. The audience, the numbers are growing, and that's the most important thing right now.
Yep.
All right. I appreciate your guys' time. I know you got lots of things to do, lots of things to see. And we look forward to hopefully talking to you guys in the future. So thank you again for coming on. Jeff Fisher, the commissioner of AF1, and Steve Titus, the owner of the Billings Outlaws. We are about 19 minutes from game time, and turn on Vice.
Thanks again for having us, and thanks for all you do for the fans here in Albany. I know they're lucky to have you guys. Thank you.
No, it's
Thanks for
greatly
the
appreciated.
opportunity.
Thanks, guys.